Welcome to the Dawg Chug. Roger, how the hell are you doing tonight?
Andy, I'm going to tell you all about it. Two things. Saturday, I took my two oldest boys, 13 and 7. First time they ever been to Browns training camp. First time
Wow.
ever.
How'd that go?
Oh, they loved it. They loved it. And after about $75 worth of Pilot Flying J nachos and hot dogs, they're over by the inflatables. We got to see they were right up there, 5 yards, man, right off Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt and the rookie, Ford. They were just and Johnson. They were right in front of us, man, and they loved it just to see how big these. Then we walked around the other side, saw Myles Garrett and Clowney in the front 7 doing drills, and they're them two are. I posted a picture of them two standing together. They're gigantic, but the boys loved it. It's something they'll always remember. Jimmy Haslam making money hand over fist out there with the nachos, like $7.50 for it's crazy. They're like, yeah, we'll have nachos. I have 4 kids with me, 3 kids with me. Yeah,
you got to take them to eat before training camp.
I know. I know.
Take them to McDonald's and get them supersized meals. You'll save about $200.
I did it, yeah. And then the second thing is, from now on, I am I'm now the manager of Cuyahoga Falls Little League 7-year-old kid pitch baseball. So I'd like you guys from now on call me Skip, Coach, or Tito.
All right.
Thank you.
Tito it is.
All right, there we go. How about you? How you doing?
Man, I am so good. I'm so pumped for this show. I think it's gonna be our best show yet. So
yeah, we got a great guest.
Great guest. Great
guest.
Content. Everything's gonna be great.
Yeah.
But to make it even greater than it already is, let's bring on the one, the only. You've seen him on every other podcast. I think he did 5 podcasts last week. Every night of the week he did a podcast.
I know.
The great Ed in Columbus.
I will make the Dawg Chug great again. Gonna be huge. We got a huge guest tonight, Andy. I'm glad to be here. I know you guys are glad that I am here. Yeah. I know that.
Look at all the energy. Look at the energy. And your favorite person, he wasn't here last week, but he's here now, starting a new streak.
Oh, yeah.
The great Dan. How you doing, Dan?
Dan, excellent.
I was sick last week, but I'm drunk as fuck this week. And Roger, don't call yourself a skipper and act like an old goody two-shoe. You a fucking convict.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on, Dan. You were awesome tonight. You really brought the energy.
You know what I want to, Andy?
That was great.
I want to chug. I want to chug for that one that you got rid of Dan.
I'm so glad he stopped by.
Here, actually, you know what? Let's give Dan another minute or two.
Give him another minute.
Dan, I don't know if you're aware, but you are down to having a 1 in 5 chance of winning, coming to the Jets game with me and Roger.
Yeah, right.
We're going to eliminate 2 names right now. So you basically are in control of your own fate if you make it to the final 3. So I'm going to share this, and I'm going to hit the delete key. And whenever you want me to stop, we're going to eliminate 2 names. Oh, you just eliminated Ross.
Whoa,
Ross.
Bye, Ross.
I wish it was Ed.
I've already been eliminated. I was number 1, actually.
He wanted to eliminate you again, Ed.
That's fair.
Yeah. You needed it. Oh, yeah, Nick. That motherfucker's going to get there whether he gets the lead or not. Stop.
You eliminated yourself. You blew it.
Wait, no, I did it twice. Like, you guys, made it like that, so I had to eliminate myself.
Wow.
Whatever.
Hey, Dan, you and Ed could talk about rigged results. He's all about that.
Dan, knock,
Whatever.
knock. Knock, Dan.
Both of them.
Dan. Yeah.
Both.
Hey, Andy, both of Dan's are losers. Both of Dan's are losers tonight. The one that just got eliminated and the one I'm talking to right now.
Hey, Ed.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Dan.
Ed.
Yes.
Your mom.
Yeah, she's a nice lady. What about her?
I got to mute him.
She's even nicer with me.
Ed's winning tonight, Dan. Bye, Dan. See ya. I'm winning tonight.
All right. So I just want to update. We're down to Jess, Papa Mick, and Nick Carnes. Wow. Someone is going to be very lucky. We'll eliminate another name next week, and then the week after that, we're going to find out who the winner is, and it will not be Dan.
Dan, tell me
Yeah.
something I don't know. Tell me something I don't know.
I was looking forward to bailing Dan out of jail too. Son of a
Tell us something, Dan. Give us something enlightening while you're on the show.
I can't. I can't divulge that information, Ed, because you'd be jealous.
All right. Well,
Okay.
thanks for an amazing appearance. We cannot wait for the streak to get to 53. What did he got to? What, 12 shows?
12.
No, I
12.
missed last week because I was sick.
But
Yeah, but we gave you credit for 12.
I
You
had
said
that
12.
horror mouth. I had
Alright.
that horror mouth last week, so I
so
was
we'll see
sick.
if you can get to 12. I apologize to the audience that are going to have to suffer for the 11 more
But
appearances.
you guys need to mute Ed more when I'm on because he just interrupts everybody.
You don't say anything good, Dan.
Neither do you. You just talk a lot.
I chugged a beer. I made a joke about you. I'm having fun, Dan.
You chugged the fucking seltzer water.
It's a Budweiser.
It was a Budweiser. What are you talking about?
Look at that. That's
King
American.
of beers, motherfucker.
That's
it's
not a
American.
beer.
It's not that American.
Ooh.
All right.
Oh,
Well,
boy.
Dan, it was an amazing appearance by you. I cannot wait to see what you have in
Gonna be
store
a
for
fight.
next week. So continue having fun, getting wasted, and check back in if you
I actually liked your appearance, Dan. You did a good job.
you did a good job. You always do a great job. You're
That was a
amazing.
great job.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you, Dan.
Oh, jeez. Andy,
All
I
right.
tried to say, he didn't say one good thing tonight.
Dan
Well-
does what Dan does, and that's live in person. That's just him in the chat room live.
I like the chat room better. It's actually funnier.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry about that. All right. So let's go ahead and just, when you have a guest like this, you bring them on as quickly as you can. So it's going to be hard to follow the great Extra Crispy Dan, but there's one guy that can do it. And I know it's going to be the great John Hilberry. Welcome to the Dawg Chug, John.
What's going on, guys?
John, welcome. Welcome, man. Great to meet you.
Absolutely.
I caught some of your stand-up. I was rolling, man. I was rolling, and the one bit with the woman or a girl supposed to come to the show, and she said she had her dog. I was rolling, man. It was the funniest thing. I'm at work, and I'm laughing with earbuds in, and like the tinner's up on a lift, and he's looking down at me. I was like, and I was laughing my ass off. It was really good, man. I get the same thing, but same thing happens here. But I'm married, and so I'm like, the dog's always fucking here. What are you talking about? So,
Yeah, man. I was, the dog was there. Turns out that, we're not seeing each other anymore. It's so funny. She's now like seeing like some kind of amateur baseball player. So out of my spite, I was like, I'm going to look up this dude's fucking baseball stats. And turns out he's pitching a 3.0 ERA. And I was like, you know what? Who has a 0 ERA? Myself, because I've never thrown a fucking pitch in my life.
John's winning. John is winning.
John, I listened to your whole thing, and I picked the one bit. You're like, yeah, but here's what happened. I'm not with that girl no more. I'm sorry about that.
We're getting the scoop.
I listened to like an hour of Hillberry stand-up, and that's the bit I picked. But it was great stuff, man. It was funny. I was
Appreciate
laughing my
that,
ass
man.
off. I was.
Appreciate that.
So you are an aspiring comic? Is that fair?
Yeah, aspiring
I would-
comic. My full-time job is in account service for an advertising agency here in Cleveland. In my spare time, I've always loved to tweet. I have very snarky, very witty Twitter. My sense of humor has always served a purpose. But I've recently tried stand-up comedy. I did a show a couple months ago here at work, and then I've been doing open mics here every Wednesday at Lakewood Village Tavern in Lakewood, Ohio.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm right down the street. I'll have to check it out.
At the
Justin says
village.
we'd
All
love
right.
to see you do some stand-up in person, and I agree. So please, next time you're gonna do it, let us know. Hopefully, I can get the clearance from the wife.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
John, you got a better chance of seeing me, and I'm in Columbus, so I'd love to check
Hey,
it out.
I'll tell you, he got a good. Dan's about 10 minutes from there. I know where Dan works, and I know where the village is. He's about 10 minutes. Expect him Wednesday, seeing if you got some beer money.
More than welcome to come out. It starts usually around 9:30 every single Wednesday.
Wow.
All right.
Unfortunately, we're usually busy at about 9:30 every Wednesday.
Well, what are we doing, Andy? What are we doing?
We're gonna have to move the show.
Oh, I think that's when we start.
We're writing. We're still writing the show.
Yeah, we're still right.
9:30.
Exactly. Right.
You guys should broadcast live from Lakewood Village Tavern.
I would do that in a minute. That's
I
my old
would. I'd
stomping
come up
ground.
for that.
Hey,
I'd come up
Wait,
do it.
John, I lived above every bar on Madison Avenue in Lakewood. I did. I lived above every bar on Madison Avenue.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That
All
makes
right,
you a
so-
madman then.
Special show note: we are officially moving the show to Thursday night so that we can
So
support
we
John
can go, John.
every 2 weeks. And I encourage you all to do the same. All right, we're going to move it to the Dawg Chug update. Here at the Dawg Chug, we like to provide the latest sports news, Browns news, whatever. John, I think you said you're gonna be a part of this, which we're excited about. So I think Roger, you are up first. So let's see, why isn't it coming up? Uh-oh.
Yep, I'm first. Tuesday, the NFL.
Hold on. We're having
Well,
technology.
you did a Dawg Chug without an early technical difficulty.
False
Staple
start.
of the show.
There goes the the prestigious awards.
Let's try this again.
Oh,
Dawg Chug
There it
ID,
is.
right
Okay,
there it is.
Roger,
Yeah.
it's you.
Oh, we ready?
We are ready.
All right. Tuesday, the NFL unanimously approved the sale of the Denver Broncos to the Walton Penner family. When asked how he initially reacted to becoming the latest owner of an NFL franchise, Rob Walton responded, "To think we're now amongst the elite of the elite. Now we can legally own and mistreat slaves. We can do whatever we want to cheerleaders, prostitutes, even females around the office. We're above the law. It's better than being in the mob. Everybody has to kiss our ass. It's truly the American dream."
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, Ross.
He's a little mouthy.
Mike Tomlin yesterday confirmed Mitch Trubisky is leading the Steelers' quarterback race, but added that Kenny Pickett and Mason Rudolph are making it difficult. Having lived through a QB room of Kevin Hogan, Cody Kessler, and Deshaun Kaiser, I can confirm 3 shitty options is a very difficult thing indeed. Good luck, Steelers.
All right, and now we turn to our affiliate, the Hillberry Update.
Hey, so Roger Goodell on August 9th said that the league is seeking a tougher penalty on Deshaun Watson because the quarterback's actions were egregious and predatory behavior. Roger, my brother in Christ, Ray Lewis is in your Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio.
Awesome.
Facts.
That is very true. Ed, what do you got for us?
Well, I have the Browns officially placed Jakeem Grant on IR. When Kevin Stefanski was asked, he said, "Our great coaching staff had meetings long into the night, and we come up with a plan to adjust. We're going to suck at returning punts and kicks again." You know what I think they should do, Andy? Let's go get Metcalf and Joshua Cribbs. I mean, hey, why not?
All right, and to round out the Dawg Chug updates, Roger Goodell said at the owners' meeting on Tuesday the reason they decided to appeal was they decided it was the right thing to do. When asked in a follow-up question why they decided it wasn't the right thing to give Robert Kraft a harsh penalty for a similar offense, Goodell responded, "Are you crazy? The 2 cases are completely different. Kraft is a rich white man, so that bitch had it coming." And that is the Dawg Chug update.
I think he said that it was the white thing to do, not the right thing to do.
Oh,
And I think that's where the
Ah.
miscommunication was. Yeah.
Okay, let's get that out
Hey,
of there.
John,
Now we are all more informed.
I had that to talk about tonight. I love that. Great update.
And
My brother in Christ. I
the
loved it.
great Allison, she, the president of the
Ed and Columbus fan
Ed and
club.
Columbus fan base, said she is totally going. So maybe she's going to be so obsessed with John Hilbert.
That's a huge thing, John. You should be so lucky, President Ed and Columbus fan club. Allison, I vouch for great person. Great get there, John. Great get.
Hey man, I'm doing Wednesdays at LVT, and then in a couple weeks, probably end of September, I'll probably be doing a paid set. So more to come.
All right.
Just
That's
don't,
awesome, man.
just don't let it out how much we had to pay you to come on this show, because then all the other guests are going to expect we pay them, and we cannot have that.
We can't. Don't. It's embarrassing.
Act like you wanted to be on the show for free. We really appreciate it. All right, Ross, I think you had come up with a little something that could be a little bit fun.
So, I mean, if you watch the Dawg Chug and, we're sponsored or we're presented by Offside Sports, and Offside Sports got a big wrestling community fan base.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of John's tweets referring to, current WWE. Looks like he's gotten back into it recently. He talks about a lot of the old wrestling as well. I'm kind of lately I've been a little lazy on catching up with it, but I'm very familiar with modern wrestling and what's going on. Last week when Browns Fangirl was on, we kind of joked like, hey, what would Deshaun Watson's walk-up music be if he came into the Brown Stadium? Like, he should have an entrance music. So we just wanted to just have a open discussion on some Browns players and maybe some executives and what their wrestling walk-in music would be if they were to walk into a room or even just walk into the stadium around the field.
That sounds good, man. That sounds good. I came up with some doozies, I think.
So first up, we have everybody's favorite criminal owner, Jimmy Haslam. Does anyone got one they want to present to everyone?
I've got one. Eastbound and Down. I feel like that would be a great song for Jimmy Haslam.
Yeah, you got to have a country thing with him, I feel like.
It would be Berea and Down.
Oh, I had the Notorious B.I.G. Mo Money, More Problems.
More money, more problems.
That's perfect.
Just gotta
That's nice.
if you spend money on Deshaun, you just get more problems. But who cares? You got more money. Yeah. Throw it at it.
Imagine.
Anyone else got one for Jimmy Haslam?
I just because the Tennessee two-step from the Charlie Daniels band, because he's a hustler, and he's $750 nachos at training camp. He's just doing the Tennessee two-step with the money.
Just play Rocky Top because he loves Tennessee. Rocky Top,
yeah,
Tennessee.
I thought of that
Great
when I was trying to think of a country song. I
love that song, Rocky Top.
Yeah.
Rocky Top.
Sing it, Ed.
I don't. I gotta
No,
know.
we leave the singing on Down with the Browns.
Yeah,
we
Down
don't
with
bring
the-
Ed
that's the Down with
singing
the
to the
Browns
Dawg
thing.
Chug, please.
I get
You
yelled
did
at
that one
about that.
time.
Thank you, Ross. Keep me in check tonight, please.
Well, next up, we got everyone's favorite silent man, Nick Chubb.
Oh, man. I would say for Chubb, I would say For Whom the Bell Tolls by Metallica. That is like my ultimate Browns walkout, Super Bowl music. But, dude, Chubb coming out to that music.
And
I
definitely
totally,
like a classic
totally
rock.
agree. That would be perfect. But to make it more Nick Chubb, you should mute the song.
Nothing. Just quiet.
Now, I did have one because of his whole Batman thing. Get the 1960s Batman theme. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na.
I wouldn't have.
That's my Batman.
I wouldn't have a song. You know what I would do, Andy?
Adam West, man.
I'd
What's
have
that?
Nick Chubb come out, and the only song he's gonna have is Kareem Hunt next to him. He's gonna re-sign. They're just gonna
Tag team, baby.
They're best friends, and that's what we're gonna do. Yeah.
Winner there.
I will plug my friend Sarah Rossman says Chubb gets the hamster song from the Kia commercials.
Okay.
I like it.
Yeah, hamsters. Yeah.
I
All
saw
right.
you and Sarah going back and forth, by the way. You guys were going at it.
That was great.
Yeah,
I was like,
she
"Get it on, jeez."
Yeah, I saw that
tells
today.
me that I suck eggs, but secretly she's in love with me. It's all good.
And then was that her husband that got involved then too, or something? That was he came off the top rope.
No, that's her younger brother that I gave two rounds.
So I know another dude came off the top rope, got involved, and it was pretty fun, John. I can't lie.
Yeah. No, I gave him 2 tickets to Browns training camp. I'll be at Browns training camp on August 16th, next
Nice.
Tuesday.
Nice.
Awesome.
Go Browns.
All right.
All right. Sorry, Ross. Continue.
Oh, it's all good. Next up, we got everyone's favorite guard, Wyatt Teller.
Ooh.
Trying to think we got pancake song.
What I had here was the ludicrous classic, "Move, bitch, get out the way."
Oh, that's perfect.
I had
Run,
Slim-
block, and master over there.
I had Slim Dizzy, pancakes and syrup, purple juice, expensive
Oh
booze,
man, that's pretty
lazy
good.
doobie, smoky boobies. That's what I had for him coming out.
The first thing that I think of Wyatt Teller is that alligator that he held like above his head. So I put Alligator by of mice or of Monsters and Men. It's like, hey, wake me up! I'm fever dreaming, and now I lose control. I'm fever dreaming, but the name of the song's Alligator. So
Okay.
There you
He's
go.
got that sucker over.
Get some of that alt rock in there.
oh for sure, emo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I just got that I did it all for the Nookie. I can't get that song out of my head, and I'm just gonna say that. I don't know what he's doing it for, but
Well, John Hilberry's like the biggest Slim Biscuit fan out there. So
I can, I know Fred Durst and stuff takes some, people make fun, but you know what? They put out some bangers back in the day. I got to give them props. I do.
I love Limp Bizkit. Like they've grown on me. Like they were in some early NHL like GameCube games, and then as I've gotten older, I've got a better appreciation for them. But yeah,
because I was like 20 when they came out. I was like in my early 20s, so it's like I was a lot. You know what I'm saying? So it's like as I've gotten older, I actually like them more now than I did back then. It's kind of weird. I don't know. Yeah, like I think that, it's kind of funny, but now I think that's kind of badass. I give him.
I could see Ed skateboarding through North Olmsted.
Oh, I don't know if I would be skateboarding. Now, I got a question for John. Now, this is intel I got. And this may or may not be true, but I trust my sources. Do you have any ties to North Olmsted?
Yeah, man. I grew up in North Olmsted. So I was born in Cleveland. I grew up off of Denison Avenue and 73rd.
Awesome, man. The Century Lounge, man.
Yeah, I grew up off of 73rd. My grandparents lived there, and we ended up moving to North Olmsted when I was like 7 or 8 years old.
Wow.
And I grew up in North Olmsted. I graduated from North Olmsted High School.
Oh my God! Yes, wow. Because I remember I had cousins. They went to North Olmsted when this is before. The high school burned down about 2 weeks before. This is like 1990, I think it was.
Okay.
And somebody burned down North Olmsted High School, so they had to go to the IX Center, and they had T-shirts that said IX High. And you know what I'm saying. So I lived in North Olmsted up until '92, and I moved down here. And I was in 7th grade. So I went to North Olmsted Middle School.
Okay. Yeah.
Spruce Elementary.
Okay.
Went to Pine Elementary for 2nd grade, then Spruce.
I was at Pine as well.
Pine, yeah, and I lived on Blossom Boulevard off of Dover, but then I moved to Hastings off Stearns. So
yeah, I grew up. Where the Toys R Us and Dunkin's were.
Yeah,
I was in the neighborhood there, and then I grew up over off Country Club by Great Northern Mall.
Yeah, Country Club by North. Oh my God, good. Yes. Okay, I don't want to make this a North Olmsted
By the
show.
way, if you ever wanted to see what it would be like to be on a first date with Ed and John Hilberry,
we're going to North Olmsted. I love North Olmsted. The water tower, John. The water tower. The green and red water tower.
So Ed. The water tower. So I worked at the water tower Giant Eagle under the water tower.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I worked there for like 5 or 6 years. And I floated. I mean, I went to Kent State, so I floated around Northeast Ohio, Akron, Kent State. But I spent a majority of my time at the water tower Giant Eagle. And, I grew up in that neighborhood. So, I love North Olmsted. I live in Lakewood right now, but like that's where my roots are at,
Wow. Eagles, baby, Eagles.
Let's go.
Can we get Dan back on?
I'm done now. I had to get this North Olmsted. You know what my intelligence? I trust my sources. Shout out to Nick Carnes, my sources. Nick Carnes never does me wrong.
Hey, we should get Carnes on here. Oh, he's
been on. Trust me. He's been on.
He has to come on and be he's one episode he's going to come on and just be the bartender where he can order us to drink anytime he wants. You got to make that happen. It's going to be amazing. All right. Let's continue with our wrestling walkout songs.
All right. So next up is everyone's favorite defensive end, Myles Garrett.
Oh.
This is kind of tricky because there's a lot of options out there.
There is a lot.
You want a pump-up song? Do you want something that relates to him? Do you want to reference him throwing a helmet at someone?
A headbanger. You need a headbanger song because he took the helmet.
You want to know what I got? Tell me if this is the right necro. Your fucking head split. Kid, you can't fuck with this. You might get your whole fucking head split. That's what I got.
Yeah, there you go.
I love it.
Are my kids going to be impressed, Ed?
I'm impressed.
What if Miles just came out to like the Jurassic theme park song, Jurassic Park, where it was just like do 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 do. He fucking swung the helmet.
I love that.
Hey, they should play that, on third down on defense how they play that noise all the time. They should
Yeah,
replace
the
it
Halloween
with
music.
Jurassic Park kind of noise.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool to actually do that because whatever they're doing doesn't really work, it seems, sometimes.
It would be much cooler than what they're doing.
Mm.
Well,
They've been doing that
how-
same third down noise for like how long?
It's third down or whatever. And it never, it's usually, I remember going to games back and then it's like, it's first down or touchdown, other team. That's what usually happened.
Well, they would play the Halloween music for the longest time. It's like, we're not murdering anything. We're not fucking killing anything. You know, big and I'm just like, nah, we're getting murdered. We're getting murdered. Why are
Michael
you playing
Myers
this
is
shit?
like killing spree. Michael Myers.
Yeah, he's just like. But yeah, I would love the Jurassic Park music.
Park's the winner.
Yeah.
All right, so moving along. Next up, we got Coach Stefanski.
Yeah.
And the only thing I can think of for him is it would just be Mozart. He's like a fucking Ivy League nerd.
Yeah.
Give me Mozart. He doesn't have too much going on. He's very emotionless.
That Rihanna song that's like work.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Yeah.
I would love ZZ Top Sharp Dressed Man.
Oh, what?
Like, you're a sharp dressed man.
That's a great song.
Yeah, like,
The
dude.
moms love him.
people are
The moms out there love Stefanski.
Hey,
See,
I
I
picture
picture,
the moms.
Consider
I
me a
appreciate
mom.
it.
I kind of picture the Imperial March, like, and after the Green Bay game, he's giving the team a talk, like, you all played your hardest. And in the back, Mayfield's by his locker, and Stefanski's hand is just around his fucking throat. And Imperial March is playing, and he's talking to the team, and he just got Mayfield pinned against the locker, choking him. That's
like
what that picture.
And last but not least, we got probably the easiest one to come up with something because everyone's got something funny to say. Deshaun Watson.
Oh, I
So
got.
let's
Can
try
I
to
just go
hear
first?
a joke
Let
that
me
we
go
haven't
first.
heard
Let me
yet.
go first.
Hey, Ed.
Let me go.
Ed goes
Let's
first.
try to hear it. I guarantee Ed's going to say something that we've heard him say
You
before.
know, everybody knows what I'm going to say. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling I'm 22.
Okay, shut the fuck
I
up.
had to. Sorry.
All right, what else we got?
I would probably say an R. Kelly song.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
And so we
That
had
would've been my
Brown
Snapchat
girl
number
on
2.
last week, and she said that. She said, I need an R. Kelly song.
Yeah.
And we're like, that's what kind
She
of
was
got
great.
this.
Shout out to
segment
Browns
going.
fangirl. She was great last week.
Yeah. But I had It Wasn't Me by Shaggy. He's like, he keeps denying.
Caught me in the Houston Texans locker room. It wasn't me.
It wasn't.
Well, if you have an NDA, it can't be you because there's nothing that was said. Like,
Hey, it showed the piece of paper. It wasn't me.
no, that wraps it up though. So,
Wait, Roger might have a thought.
Roger
I
has a
went-
thought.
I
Oh,
went
damn.
back to I do. Yeah, I do. I went back to my Great Northern days and Tijuana Taxi Club in the back of the Great Northern Mall, and I came up with Slick Rick, lick the balls. It's just what I came up with. I don't know.
I'm really glad we went to you. That was awesome.
Thanks for getting a demographic we forget about all the time, Roger.
Jessica
guys-
points out
Give me
that
way
Roger's
too
gonna-
much time with those. Is what
Roger's
you
going to
did.
sip on this one. That's very true. Very well said. All right. Speaking of sipping, let's move on to Spit Sip Chug. Ross, do you want to partake in this week?
I'll sit out and I'll chime in as needed.
All right.
And I'll be short answered.
We all appreciate that.
Thank you.
John, the Spit Sip Chug is a little game we like to play on the Dawg Chug where I'm going to make a statement. If you strongly agree with the statement, you're going to chug. And since you're actually a guest that drinks beer, you can actually do that. I love when our guests drink. If you are tepid on your answer, you're going to sip and explain why. And if you strongly disagree with the statement, you're going to spit and explain why. We're going to start with Roger because I love it.
He's sipping.
Every time, yeah. Roger always sips. Spoiler alert.
And these are statements, not questions.
They are statements.
Yeah, statements.
All right, so here we go. The Browns need to reward Kareem Hunt with a 2022 pay bump. And I love starting with you on this one, Roger, because you are very passionate in your feelings about Kareem Hunt. So I know you're not sipping on this one.
I'm chugging on this one.
Whoa. And why?
Kareem Hunt. I love Kareem Hunt. My son, you know what? My son Jack, what made him love the Cleveland Browns was he won a Kareem Hunt autographed helmet at football camp last year. And he became a Kareem Hunt fan, and then that's why he became a Browns fan, and he got to see Kareem Hunt in front of him. and I say pay Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt plays with heart. He plays with heart, man, and that's what this team needs is heart. And I say pay Kareem Hunt.
All right. Now, let me ask you a question. Sorry to break the flow. Are they paying him to extend him, or are they just paying him an additional bump for the 2022?
Well, no, extend him. Extend him.
Right.
I think they should extend him. Keep him another year. I don't know. It's not my money. I don't give a. I'll spend Jimmy Haslam's fucking money. You charged me $750 for nachos. I had to buy 4 of them. Spend his fucking money. Pay Kareem Hunt.
All right, John. How are you answering this one?
I'm going to sip as well.
Oh, you were the first to sip because Roger chugged.
All right.
So
You're going to have a muni.
I love Kareem Hunt. I think Kareem Hunt adds a lot of value to this team. I think that, the running game has fallen off without Kareem Hunt. As much as I love Nick Chubb, I feel like, there's a lot of production that, is needed. I've been at games where Kareem Hunt hasn't played. I went to, I want to say the Denver Broncos game where D'Ernest Johnson was playing. And, there's something that's missing. D'Ernest Johnson does a great job when the ball's handed off to him, but he's not much of a passing back. And I feel like Kareem Hunt is somebody who has great hands, somebody who knows how to play with a quarterback that can, run out like the sweep or, I'm lacking the term, but a screen. And I feel like Kareem Hunt brings something to the Browns that the Browns have lacked for a long, long time. And I feel like, as good as Nick Chubb is phenomenal running the ball, but Nick Chubb is not great at catching passes outside of the
As we found out in that Kansas City game, unfortunately, the playoff game, if you would have caught those 3 passes by Baker in the final 2 minutes, that would have changed the game. That would have changed the game. Those were big gainers. It was like 50 yards.
Yes.
He does everything. He's an all-purpose back. Yeah. He does everything. And you can tell when he's not in the game or he hasn't played or he's out a couple weeks. I think Kevin Stefanski builds the game plan around Kareem Hunt sometimes. You know what I mean? You know when he's active, you know when he's in the game, and you know when he gets the ball and he gets hot and he looks for people to hit when he's running the football. I love him.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Like, I love Nick Chubb so much. I think he's running back number 1 on this team. Absolutely. But to be, successful, I think you need that change of pace back. And I think that is something that Kareem Hunt can run. I think that you can run that with D'Ernest Johnson, but it's not going to be the same.
Not going to be the same.
So why are you sipping then? It seems like you should be chugging to me. It seems like you had a better answer than Roger. You had a better answer than Roger did.
I would chug, but it's a Hazecraft virtue of Great Lakes IPA, but
okay, we'll do this. We'll make an exception. You're a great guest. You are sipping, but you're really chugging. Okay,
you're really chugging.
You don't have to chug.
Whoa.
Yeah. You can say chug and sip.
You can say chugging for the small.
Yeah. To be honest, I need another beer. I need another beer, so I'm going to disappear for like 2 seconds.
Okay.
All right.
Andy,
we'll wait for you to come back. We'll just be dead air because we need.
We're all gone.
How impressive his office is.
All our viewers left because he left.
Well, I'll answer the question real quick. I'm opening up a new one. I'm going to chug on that, and for all the same reasons John gave.
Wow.
Wow.
Let's see how much he actually chugs. I think he's got it about halfway done.
He's
going more. He's going more. Can he finish the whole beer?
Go. Come on, Ed.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey, hold that beer up. Let's see. Is it done?
Well, I've got like this.
No, when you finish a beer, you got to pour it over your head to prove you finished it.
Yeah, pour it over your head.
Shut up. Because there'll be a little bit of drip. I ain't doing that. People. You know what it is? You're always questioning my integrity. It's like, my God. The fact I even opened the damn thing's a win for me.
You know what, Ed? When you first started coming on Dawg Chug, you're like, I don't drink. I ain't drinking with you idiots. And now look at you. I love you. You're beautiful.
Thank
you. Yeah. You've gone from doing shots of Fireball to drinking 2 beers. I applaud it. I love it.
It's Budweiser. That's a lot.
Budweiser is a lot?
Well, for me.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to go ahead and answer this one. I love Kareem Hunt. He definitely adds something that we do not have without him. But the Browns made their bed. They drafted the replacement. They signed Dearness Johnson. They're not re-signing Kareem Hunt.
27% of the touchdown production was Kareem Hunt. That's what Mac the Bison said.
The point is, Kareem Hunt's going to be awesome with the Cleveland Browns this year, whether they pay him,
That's true.
They give him a bump, or if they just say it's business. Andrew Berry's he's very intelligent and business oriented. He's just going to say player contract, and then he'll earn something from another team. We love you. That's the way it is. He's going to be great either way. So I'd say we're not paying him. So I'm spitting.
Jeez.
All right.
I know that with my head. Because I know.
I agree.
I know Paul DePodesta says, I got two guys behind you that could, between the two of them, can do what you can do. And they cost less than you do. And that's the way Paul DePodesta thinks, you know.
It's a
I get two guys cheaper to do what you do. And, you know.
Fans are supposed to think with their hearts, but front offices should not. So I'm very
exactly.
happy.
Well,
I just want to give a shout out to our Cleveland Guardians who just won 3-2 Breakhead News.
John, you back with the Great Lakes? You got some Great Lakes?
Let's go. Yes.
All right.
Great Lakes Tropic Coastal.
You bring like an extra one.
Hey.
So you drop out for 20 minutes, Ken.
You got what I'm drinking.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right. Salute.
Oh, those are good. Had those. All right. Statement number 2. So even if the Browns realized Watson was going to be suspended 12 games or more, they still would have moved forward trading for him. And John, we're going to start right with you.
I think that Deshaun Watson on the football field is such a unique talent. I saw correct me if I'm wrong, but I saw a stat where he is number 2 all time in the NFL in passer rating behind Aaron Rodgers. Am I correct in that?
You know what? I don't know if you are, but I like it. I like that stat. It sounds good.
You know, I saw the stat, and who knows if it's true or not, but it sounds great.
It sounds great. I'm not going to dispute it.
I love it.
I'm going to say, you know, if you have the assets and you have the opportunity to make that move, you got to make that move. As a fan of a team that has been through like 30 plus starting quarterbacks since 1999, mind you, I was 6 years old when I became a fan of the Browns. You have to make that move. You have to solidify that position. As much as ambiguity as there is surrounding his future and surrounding his, upcoming season with the Browns, whether that be 6 games, whether that be 12 games, whether that be a indefinite suspension, I think you have to make that move to the future. I didn't like the move when I first saw it. I was admittedly a Baker Mayfield bro. I loved Baker. I think that, the Browns were doing great with Baker. I was ashamed to see that, he suffered an injury that, set them back. I hated to see him go out there every single.
When's your birthday, John? What month's your birthday?
March 24th.
Mine's March 26th. Okay, so I got this Baker Mayfield calendar.
Oh my
God, I want to show you this is our picture.
Continues.
This is our picture. Happy birthday,
Okay.
March 24th.
There was so much optimism in the March photo.
Yeah.
I saw him go out there. I remember being so hyped for the season opener against the Kansas City Chiefs of all teams. That is the top. That is like between them and the Bills. That is number 1 and number 2 in the AFC to me. And to see the Browns go out there, create such a demanding lead over them, to almost see them successfully complete like a Hail Mary at halftime against them. And then, obviously they lost. Like, we get it. Like, Baker threw that interception. But when he got injured, and I think it was against the Texans, it was so disappointing because the quality of play went down so fast from there. Like, that guy was making 80% of his completions complete. And, I was a firm believer that he was just getting better with time. And, I'm so happy for Panthers fans because, I want him to be successful because obviously at the end of the day, the Browns did what was best for the Browns. It was just business.
Yeah.
But obviously Baker is a high quality pick from not a high quality draft, but he was a very safe draft pick. people knew what they were getting with Baker.
I got a question for you because you're into the social scene and everything like that. Why
Sure.
is it that Browns fans? Because like I'm in Columbus, we love the Buckeyes, and we have one quarterback, and we don't fight like you guys in Cleveland. I'm a Clevelander, so I love to make fun of Cleveland because I am a Clevelander. But it's just I see you guys on Browns Twitter, you guys are fighting. So here's the thing: why is it that, like, for instance, okay, I'm glad that they made the upgrade on in a football standpoint, just like you said. I agree with everything you just said. But why is it that if you say that it's okay that if Baker has a successful, career, I feel like you have to either hate Baker 100% and be with Deshaun 100%. You can't just be in the middle of both because you're going to be attacked by both sides then. You know what I'm saying? I just wonder why, as a fan base, you Cleveland Browns Twitter, why do you guys do that to each other? You take the one joy that you could possibly have of the Browns being good, and you guys can never just celebrate the fact that, hey, they might just be good, and who cares the components of it? Because I would say, so we all agree on that. So what is the deal with you guys? I just want to know why do you guys torture yourselves?
It's a good question. I think it has a lot to do with, since we've, in my case, I was 6 years old when the Browns came back to Cleveland. I feel like, they've gone through so many QBs. I haven't seen so much success at that position. And I feel like Baker Mayfield was like the first sure bet that the Browns, were going to take. Like, obviously, Tim Couch was number 1 overall back in 1999. But since then, for 19 years, the Browns did not make a number 1 overall quarterback the pick. And, a lot of people here saw themselves in Baker Mayfield. It's somebody who's worked hard. It's somebody that, wasn't like the popular vote. It's somebody that had to work to get to their position. And I feel like a lot of people in Cleveland can kind of relate to that, where it's like, hey, like, we weren't handed this job. We weren't handed this fucking, role in society. Like, we had to work for it. Like myself, I came into an internship where I had zero experience. I worked 9 years in a grocery store, and I had to go in there and I had to prove myself, and I had to get, picked to prove myself. So I feel like a lot of people related to Baker in that sense, but it's just tough because it's like a lot of us, when we were, little kids, we saw Tim Couch get picked over, number 1 overall. And then for the next, 19, 20 years, we didn't see a quarterback get picked overall. We didn't see, the face of the team get picked overall. We saw, we didn't really see any number 1 overall picks. We saw, middle of the road. The Browns were middle of the road.
What are you trying to say?
Charlie
Fry wasn't the guy.
The Browns, I think about even like Johnny Manziel was like number 22, number 23 overall. Like the Browns didn't have a lot of like top 10 picks growing up. Like it was all like middle to late.
Just
first
hoping
round.
they would be good, hoping like we didn't would be good. Or you're right.
Mm-hmm.
I just got to point out, you said that what is it with you Clevelanders doing this, attacking anyone that's kind of in the middle? Anytime I say a positive thing about Baker, you call me a cuck.
Well, John says it more. I like John better than you. You say a lot of things John says. It's just easier. John's nice. You're not. You're mean to me.
Good point.
Fair enough.
I also, but the trade-off is that I can't chug like 5 beers in a minute.
Oh, that's a good point.
You're drinking hazy IPAs. I mean, if I was doing that, I probably would only be able to drink 4.5. Let's be honest. All right. Well, let's go back to the statement just to remind everyone, because we got off a little bit of a tangent.
I do that sometimes.
Would the Browns have signed Watson? And I'm making it a question. Ross is gonna make fun of me. If they knew the suspension would be 12 or more games, the statement was they would. What do I think about this one? Yeah, I think they absolutely would. This is not a
1 year.
It's not a fan base front office that's like, let's make our decisions emotionally like every other Browns iteration of the past. They knew exactly what they were doing. They knew this was a possibility, a strong possibility probably, and they said to fix the quarterback issue is worth the year of bullshit that we're going to go through. As soon as we get through this year, it's going to be like the Steelers, in my opinion. I could be completely disillusioned on that one, where Ben Roethlisberger is back in the limelight and no one talks about the disgusting, vile things he did. I believe that's what's going to happen. I believe that's what the Browns rolled the dice is going to happen. So I think if they knew he was suspended the full year indefinitely, I believe they would have proceeded anyway. So I'm chugging. Ed?
I'm sipping only because my answer is different. I don't know. You can tell me how it fits in, but I think Jimmy was going to go after Baker, and Baker spurned him, and then he told Andrew Berry, go get me Deshaun at all costs, and that's what got the deal done. So I don't know how that really, kind of fits in here. So that's
you don't really think Andrew Berry's heart was?
No, I don't think Andrew Berry's heart was in. No, I think Jimmy's pride was the number one factor. When Baker said no after they had lost out on, Russell Wilson and all the other stuff, and Deshaun Watson at the time, because, we found out that Wednesday that Deshaun Watson was out. So, but then Friday he's in.
About mid-season last year, you were pretty much on the opinion that Baker's not good enough and is never going to be good enough. You're saying Andrew Berry didn't agree with that, or
no? He agreed. He did agree with that. Here's what I think. What happened was once they looked at other options, I think that Andrew Berry would have went into the season with Baker Mayfield, knowing that he's still not good enough, but hoping that he built a team and a roster good enough to make the playoffs, and then didn't see. I think they were always going to upgrade it after this year, anyways. But I think Andrew Berry would have went into the season. I think Jimmy said, "Look, you're going to get me this," because his feelings got hurt when Baker spurned him. And as an owner, I think Jimmy just said, "You know what? If I'm not going to get Baker, who am I going to really get this year to go into the season with? Garoppolo, maybe? Who knows?" So I think he went in with the thought of, okay, maybe if he's only suspended 6 to 12 games or whatever like that, then the season is not a waste, and you still get your franchise quarterback for the next 10 years then. So, yeah, I think that's why you do definitely, and that's why I'm sipping, because I don't know how it fits in. But, yeah, I just think it all played out that way. Pride played it in the way. And Baker actually helped the Browns by spurning us.
Ross wanted to weigh in. Ross?
All right. So I'm not just chugging. I'm shotgunning on this one.
Oh!
Right. That's how we do it on the Dawg Chug.
Jessica says there needs to be a Jimmy G drinking game.
All right, well, I'll drink the Jimmy G then.
It's all Jimmy Haslam. He said, I don't care. I'm spending the money. I'm getting my franchise quarterback. And just for the record, everybody knows I was very against Deshaun getting signed personally. But as far as the statement goes, Jimmy was getting him no matter what. He was going to spend the money. He doesn't care if he's getting suspended a year. They knew the risk.
Yep.
Because guess what? Even if he's suspended this year, you might have him for 5 or more years after this.
Yep.
So they were doing it no matter what. It didn't matter what Andrew Berry said. It might have mattered a little bit about Stefanski, because it sounds like Stefanski really was done with Baker. He's like, if you're not going to listen to me, screw you. It's kind of how he deals with everything. So that's it. It deserves a shotgun.
It did. Right. Ross, thank you, Ross. Thank you.
Thank you, Ross.
Good looking hat, Ross. Ross has a good looking hat, by the way.
He does.
Ross, you got something else?
Do we have no? We're gonna go to Roger to hear his answer.
Oh, I thought you said Ross too. Man, I don't know. I've been listening to all 4 of you, and I was like, yeah, I'm sipping. And, oh no, I'm chugging. And then I took a nap, and then when I woke up, I was like, I'm gonna chug on that.
Whoa! I thought you were sipping for sure.
Feisty. Roger's feisty tonight.
No, I'm chugging because I don't care who made the decision or who got the ball rolling. What happened is all of them came to the conclusion, like John said, and I go way back. I go back to when Brian Sipes started over Mike Phipps's first game. But we took 20 years from Tim Couch all the way up to getting Baker Mayfield, and that was no. You know what? We all bought into him. I bought into him big time. It's not his fault. I blame John fucking Dorsey, but they knew there could be another 20 years. And I don't know who came up with the idea, but whoever did it, everybody had to get on board. And in the end, Haslam had a right to check. And it could have been another 20 years before we got another shot at another franchise quarterback. So let's go get this damaged goods and let's fix them. And we got a quarterback for the next decade. And we're going to be we got a fucking chip on the table. We can push in now, because we got to
let them know, Roger. Let them know.
Chip in the game.
All right. Awesome job, Roger. We're going to move on to statement number 3. The loss of Jakeem Grant is not a big deal for the 2022 season. I'm going to kick this off, and I completely don't think Jakeem would have been featured at all in the wide receiver aspect of the Cleveland Browns this year. I know a lot of people are saying he looked so good in camp. That was never going to happen. But It is a big deal because we need to have like an amazing return and punt, kick return and punt return, and it's going like we finally got a guy that could do it, and he's now done, and we are not going to be able to replace that, and that's going to definitely hurt us since we're going to be a team quarterbacked by Jacoby Brissett. So I am.
Ride with 7, Andy. Ride with 7.
My velocity gear is. I think it is a big deal, so I'm spitting.
Always spitting, just nasty.
Oh,
Ed.
John, I've been in the
there's
basement.
there's COVID going around again.
You got to walk around that couch,
There's
John.
no
when you go
COVID in this
down
room.
there. Yeah, I wanted to put yellow tape up around that area when I was down there.
I'm what was the question or statement again?
The statement is the loss of Jakeem Grant is not a big deal for the 2000s.
Oh, I'm gonna chug. It's a big deal.
Well, if it's a big deal, then you're spitting.
I don't want to spit, so I'm chugging. It's a big deal because
What a boy!
I was sitting next to Nick Carnes and at training camp, and we were watching Jakeem Grant in the passing game, and he caught this pass from Watson. It was just across the middle, but the way he moves, like he's different than the other wide. I know he's not a wide receiver, and he's an all-pro punt returner, whatever. I get that, but actually watching him be a wide receiver. He actually probably could be one. I don't know what his case was and whatever like that, but I just feel like he's got some moves, man, and it's unfortunate with the Achilles and everything. But so I do think that like on 3rd and 2, like if you're a quarterback like Watson or even Jacoby Brissett, and just move out with the angles that you can throw at because you're a little bit more mobile and taller. It's like the way he moves, like I could see Jakeem catching like a 2-yard pass, 3-yard pass, and just falling down. I don't even need him to do much. He can shake and bake at the line and just beat his defender right at the line, throw it to him real quick and a bubble screen or whatever like that. And that's why I think we're gonna miss him real, So I disagree there, but that's why I'm sipping or chugging or I don't know what I did.
You said you were chugging.
I don't know what I'm doing. These statements are great statements. They're huge. They're great statements.
All right, Roger.
I'm spitting. I just spit on I got to wash that tomorrow. John, this house is 100-year-old. I'm in a cellar, just in case you don't know. If you don't look around. I'm spitting on it because I don't care what he is going to contribute to offense. We haven't had a decent returner in the kick game. Kickoffs are because of the new rules, and you're not going to really – I don't see you breaking many kickoffs. But on punt returns, he was dangerous in Chicago. He went to the Pro Bowl, and we haven't had that since Josh Cribbs. And good football teams, championship football teams, have good special teams. And that's one of the things we've been missing. Ed believes we have a kicker now. A lot of people are –
Hey, Jorgen, come on the show, K. Jorgen.
Yeah, right. But – special teams has been the area of the Cleveland Browns, and I think this is Colonel Pfeiffer's year to prove himself because I'm really been the last couple of years our special teams. When we had Josh Cribbs, that was the only thing good, and Phil Dawson. Hell, that was the only thing we had good about the Cleveland Browns was our special teams. And I'm a Benny Thompson guy from the 80s.
Benny Thompson, number 37, back in the day. Oh, absolutely.
I love special teams, and the Browns' special teams suck. And I think it's a huge loss to our special teams this year.
You mentioned K. George, Roger, and I know I'm hijacking it once again, Andy, but I'm trying to have a great show. I make it great. Okay. So, John, I got a question for you. We're bringing up K. George, okay? So you're great on social media. I need your expert opinion on this because I've kind of lost a little bit of sleep. Maybe I'm a little erratic. I love me some me. Here's the deal. On draft day, I made this tweet. It was huge. I loved it. Made a paper football, kicked it through the upright, said, glad K. York's coming to Cleveland. Okay. I made it. People like Andy, people like Roger, people like Nick Carnes replied to that tweet.
Okay. I've heard this. This is like the 5th podcast that he's had to repeat this story. So I'm going to save you the effort and we'll talk. You could talk to him outside of this podcast because if someone's watching, they're actually signing off and saying, I'm sick of hearing this damn story over and over again.
I mean,
all right. Basically, I made a tweet that he liked everybody's replies but mine, and I felt kind of left out. And K. George should have attention to details. Am I wrong, John? Am I wrong?
I'm gonna be honest, Ross. I checked the fucking tweet right now. I didn't hear the rest of your fucking question.
Oh, all I'm saying is I made a tweet about Cade York on draft day, and he liked everybody's replies but my original tweet, and I feel left out, and I'm mad at Cade York.
It's amazing because Cade York reached out to me on DM because he liked my tweet so much, and I actually brought up to him like, you should show some shine to the guy that created the tweet. And
I made the tweet. Everybody replied, and he liked everybody's replies but my tweet, John.
Yeah.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong for being a little bit slighted? I feel hurt.
I defended you, is what I'm saying, and he did say though that like he just doesn't. Your personality, it's too much for him.
Oh, that's fair. He did mention me, Andy, right? Did he mention me by name?
That guy, he said. That guy.
Oh,
I have right here is this is from our very first show. So Ed says, my updated AFC North prediction, does Ed cower to Baltimore or does Ed choose violence? That was your tweet. That was from the very first Dawg Chug ever. I found it today.
Oh, went back in the Wayback Machine.
Wayback Machine, brother.
I would say if Cade York, God bless his soul, did not like your original tweet, I think that's a little fucked up.
Thank you, John. Yes,
especially if he's liking and replying to everybody else.
Everyone else, John. It wasn't
reply to your tweet.
Anyone. He liked
I think
them
that's a
all.
little fucked up. I'm going to be honest. I mean, I got Austin Seibert to reply to one of my tweets, so I think it's a little fucked up that, and I got, I even got Phil Dawson to reply to a tweet of mine. Granted, it was fake news, but I got, Phil Dawson to reply to one of my tweets. So if Cade York is not replying to Ed in Columbus,
right?
Thank you, John. Thank you. Right. I love John Hillberry.
Appreciate
that. He makes some good points there, John.
He does.
All right. I think we just need John's thought on, is Jakeem Grant's loss for the season a big deal?
I would say that as someone who grew up watching Josh Cribbs, like the Browns' return game has been non-existent. I mean, what was last year? Demetric Felton split with Jarvis Landry. It was fucking embarrassing. I would love, as long as I've been a Browns fan and NFL fan, I've heard so much about games being won on special teams. And for the Browns special teams, I mean, granted, Pryfer has been such a great addition to this team. He was the interim coach against the Steelers win.
Yes.
But it's been so lackluster since Josh Cribbs left. And I couldn't even tell you who is returning the Browns punts these days, whether it be Demetric Felton or obviously Jarvis Landry isn't going to return any punts, but it's so lackluster, and I would love for the Browns to have a standout special teams for the longest time, even if it wasn't returner, it was people that were on the play, that were making plays and stopping the returns.
Yep.
And to see that the Browns are lacking in special teams is so disappointing because there is such a difference between starting at your 25, 20-yard line versus 40, 45-yard line.
Yeah.
It makes it easier for you to score. And for the Browns to give up consistently 30, 35, or 40, even on return plays, it's fucking bad.
It's like, tackle somebody, please.
I'm begging. Get me Mac fucking Wilson. Get me employee 50 fucking 1 on special teams. I don't care. I know that he went to the Patriots. Trade for him. Give him that fucking pick. Get him back. He was making tackles on special teams. I'm just saying.
John loves him some, yeah. Hey, do you guys remember when OBJ? You remember in the Freddie Kitchen era when OBJ trotted out there to take a punt? And he caught the ball. He looked like Hooper. He's like,
well, DPJ needs to be doing it, Roger.
But in all seriousness, about the special teams, I expect it to be better because the bottom of the roster should be better. The bottom of the roster should be better, which should make the best special teams better. And if it isn't, that goes back to coaching. And that's why I got Pfeiffer on the hot seat this year. You heard it here first.
Hey, Roger, I was ready to go out there and I was ready to make tackles myself.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I spent a lot of fucking money on Browns tickets last season. The amount of shit on special teams that I saw that just disappointed me.
Yeah, me too. Me too, John. We're gonna start a hashtag, me and you.
All right, let's move it along. And Ed, we're going to start with you on this one.
Oh, jeez.
Thank you, Andy.
From a front office perspective. So
Okay.
Andrew Berry, DePodesta's thinking Watson actually getting suspended the entire season is better for the Cleveland Browns than if he gets 12 games.
You know what? No matter what I feel or whatever the situation is, you have to chug.
You have to chug.
Because Andrew Berry figures out no matter what the scenario is. I trust in Andrew Berry. I know a lot of people say trust AB, but then they talk about the Sean Watson and then they contradict what they say. No, I really do trust AB. They went and got him. Whatever the situation was, 12 games or a year, they're going to figure it out. They're going to do what's best for the Cleveland Browns, and they're smarter than I am, which honestly I think I'm pretty smart. And so I trust AB and Stefanski and what they got going on in Berea. And so, all right, Roger, go ahead with your expertise.
I mean, you got to chug on that because of money. You know, from their perspective, it's 12. Might as well just wipe out the whole year. But then they got to pay somebody else. I think at that point, we could definitely need another quarterback behind Brissett if he's
Jimmy G.
I'll spend Hazel money bringing Jimmy G.
He's handsome. I want to date with him.
So I chugged on that, and let's move on.
John.
I'm going to chug this Tropicoastal, courtesy of Great Lakes Tropical Trip at every sip.
It's a beautiful. Look at it in a mug. Hey, John, you got to put that in a glass. A hazy. You got to drink a hazy.
That's a nice looking can. Show that can again. That's a good.
You got it because then it mixes.
Tropicoastal.
Right, that's what I got.
I would love to put this beer in a glass, but I'm currently at my place of employment.
Oh, really? Well, okay.
Getting drunk at work.
Yeah, I had an after party. Andy, will you refresh my memory real quick?
Yeah, basically, you're saying that if the nuclear option happens, which it looks like it very well might be, and he's suspended the entire season, that means that his contract tolls and it just moves forward 1 year, so we don't have to pay him anything this year. And basically next year we just have to pay him like whatever the small amount of the first year was. That'll happen next year. So is that a better situation for the Cleveland Browns front office than if he gets 12 games and gets to play 5 games this season?
I think that with the way that his contract is set up, I think that it benefits the Browns next year. However, I feel like the fans' expectation is if you're going to move on from Baker Mayfield, you're in win now mode. And I feel like a lot of fans are saying, hey, like if you're not rolling out Baker there in 2022, you need to have a supplement for him. And I feel like a lot of the fan base is pissed off that Baker Mayfield and just in general the Browns have put themselves in this position for 2022 where, it's up in question marks. The roster is prepared to compete for a Super Bowl, and to have the lack of a quarterback at the position this year is very disappointing. I feel like a lot of fans are like, hey, like we're wasting a year of everybody's prime, whether that be Myles Garrett, Denzel Ward, Nick Chubb. Those contract years are very important in NFL terms because, I mean, granted, like, you could waste a year of people's baseball contract or a basketball contract, but to waste an NFL contract or 1 year of an NFL contract where people are taking hits, people are going to get banged up, I think it's a little different because people are going to want, the best version of themselves going out there on the field every single, week. And to hear that, Jacoby Brissett is going to be out there for quarterback every single week, it's kind of disappointing because, we want an improvement over Baker Mayfield. And
is Jimmy G an improvement to you?
What's that?
If we went out and got Jimmy G, would you be satisfied then?
I would be satisfied because Jimmy G has been at the top level of the game. He's been in the Super Bowl. He's been in an NFC Championship. He's played in the playoffs. And, granted, people have said he's a game manager, right? That's what Baker Mayfield is, but
Right, exactly.
Baker Mayfield hasn't been a fucking game manager at the AFC Championship or Super Bowl level.
Correct.
Jimmy G's a professional. He learned under Tom Brady.
Yeah.
And I can respect that. Obviously, Jacoby Brissett has played under Tom Brady. And you can't take that for granted, but also Jacoby Brissett has similar numbers to Cody Kessler. And it's like
15 baby carrots, Cody Kessler.
I'm just saying, like, if I'm gonna ride with 6, I'd rather ride with Baker than
I
Cody
agree. I agree.
I don't know. It's just so complicated because it's like you want the best for the Browns, but also you don't want them to like waste fucking important years where you have players under contract.
Yeah.
John, do you know how lucky you are? You get to be a Browns fan. I always say this about being a Browns fan. Of course, our team sucks. Historically, we suck. Since 99, we suck, okay? It's very easy to say we have never been to the Super Bowl. That sucks, okay? But one thing we got going for us is our team is always drama. We have we can bitch about Manziel, we can bitch about Weed, and we can bitch about all the stuff, the texting on the sideline, everything we can bitch about. Baker, this or that. At least we have something it's like TMZ. The Browns drama never goes away. You guys should be so lucky and thankful because we could be like Jacksonville and just lose and be so boring and who cares? But at least we have a team like WWE. The Browns are like the WWE of professional sports of football. It's like you should be so lucky. You should be thankful because if you ain't winning Super Bowls, at least we're always in the news. Always, I love it. I freaking love it.
It's funny that you bring that up, Ed. Like, it's very entertaining, and to be honest, I run a couple extra Brown burner accounts.
Right.
I run Ron Bill Mary. I love spreading fake news in the Browns universe.
I love it, man. I love it.
I'm in the news game too on Breakhead News down with the Browns. Check us out 7 o'clock.
Great,
so I love the news game. News game.
I love spreading Browns fake news. And then, I also do Browns backers North Korea. So I love tweeting in Korean and I love making fake news for the Browns in Korean.
I used
to do a segment on RBS, North Korea or Berea. And Aaron Goldhammer would always love it.
Nice said. My favorite is when casuals stumble upon one of those. They're like, "What are you? Are you out here?" I love it. I read.
Yo, I'm tweeting from downtown Cleveland, Roger.
Right. Hey, I want to clear some. I'm glad you said you're at work because I'm looking behind you the whole show and I'm like, look at fucking John's living room. And like, what the fuck?
Wow.
I'm like, here he is cracking fucking dog walking jokes at the Village on Wednesday night.
John.
Right. I'm like, Andy's basement ain't shit compared to John's.
Let's have a party, John. We need to have a Dawg Chug party at John. Let's go.
Right.
If we talk to, we might be able to talk to my place of employment, but we have a whole party area.
Andy,
I'm sure that you guys would be more than welcome to.
That's for the Dawg Chug anniversary.
Let's do it.
All right, we gotta get this show back on track.
Okay,
Yeah.
Andy, what is your take on this statement? You want me to reread it to you? From a front office perspective, Watts is getting representative the entire season better than 12 games. What do you think, Andy?
Okay. First of all, Ross wanted me to eliminate this question because he felt like we did too much to Deshaun Watson, but I had something important to say, so I had to leave this question in just so I could say it. I'm that egotistical. Me and Ed were very similar.
Thank you. High five.
Ultimately,
I stayed out of it.
I believe if Andrew Berry, and Paul DePodesta are like talking, they're hoping he gets suspended the full year because 12 games means we only get Deshaun Watson for 5 games. I think the better option for the front office is if he gets suspended the full year because the reality is we have to roll all this money over. We're like, what, 48 million under the cap? And it's all going to get rolled over to next year because that's what it's going to take to be able to afford to keep everyone on the Cleveland Browns that we love, to continue playing with the Cleveland Browns and pay Deshaun Watson. So if the contract gets pushed back 1 year, then we only have to pay him a little bit next year, which means it opens up like 45 million probably. And I'm not a cap guy, so don't quote me on that. Point is, as soon as he gets suspended a season, I believe they are going to immediately trade for Jimmy Garoppolo.
Good.
A guy that is a starting quarterback. I believe he is a lateral move from Baker Mayfield, but the difference between Jimmy Garoppolo and Baker Mayfield is the Cleveland Browns locker room doesn't hate the quarterback.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So Jimmy can come in for 1 year, play his ass off so that he can get a big contract from somebody else. And I think the Browns will absolutely be able to win the AFC North in that instance way easier than if we have Jacoby Brissett for 12 games and then 5 games of Watson. So I believe Browns fans are sitting here shaking in their boots that he's going to get the full season. But pay attention, because if that happens, it's actually going to be better for Browns fans, in my opinion.
I agree.
It is. And it's just like, it reminds me of when Bernie went down, Pagel went down, Danielson went down. They went and convinced Don Strock to come out of fucking.
Yeah, he had the greatest tan in the world.
And because you know why? Because they had a team built around. They said, we just need a professional quarterback to play the position.
Great tan.
And that's what, you know what? You're dead nuts right there, Andy. Great take, man.
All right.
Great take.
We got one more.
One more.
Pit Sip Chug. So the Mustard from the Guardians hot dog race hasn't won a race in Cleveland this season. He was officially demoted to the minors, where I believe he did win a race. But with that being said, yellow mustard is the worst condiment to put on a hot dog. Roger.
I'm spitting. If you, like I said earlier before the show, if you put ketchup on a hot dog, you might as well put barbecue sauce like the people in Kentucky.
Oh, that's a shot out. Oh, Christian.
I love Christian. I love him, and I had to give him a shout out.
Yeah, he gave it.
Yeah. Mustard, yellow. You know what? I think they need to replace yellow mustard, leave him in the minors, and bring in a brown mustard and some Burtmans or Stadium, and then we're going to kick some ass, Team Mustard. I'm spitting on that. Mustard's important. Is the most important condiment at the ballpark.
All right, John. Is mustard the worst?
Mustard? What do you think?
Mustard is the worst. I would say, I vote for ketchup all the time.
Yeah, hipster.
Ketchup, with his, I have my buddy Stuart with me over here.
Hi, Stuart. Shout out to Stuart.
Ketchup has a hipster ice cube factory in Ohio City, and he can go F himself. So that's all I got.
We're having a party. Bring them all in, John. Bring them all. Stuart, come on.
Hey, the podcast is asking for Stuart to come in. Stu, come on.
Come on in.
Stuart. Come around.
Come on, Stuart.
Well, nobody's
We're an
watching.
equal opportunity podcast.
Stuart, everybody stopped watching a half hour ago.
Yeah, it's okay.
Come
I
on
can
out.
assure him nobody watches this dumb show.
I promise.
Man,
Stuart's the camera.
Ross,
guy.
what's your take on it? I want to hear
Well, we're
you.
waiting on
So
Stuart.
unfortunately, I didn't come in to say something too much. I just want to see what's going on.
No,
with
I want
Stuart.
your answer though, Ross.
I'm actually sipping on it. Unfortunately,
I want people
didn't
to know Stuart.
I'm not a mustard hater, but I will say Stadium mustard over yellow mustard.
Yes, yeah.
And if I were to pick my rankings of hot dog condiments, I'm putting ketchup over mustard. I'm putting maybe even onions over it. And you guys are gonna beat my ass, but I went to University of Cincinnati. I lived in Cincinnati for
chili,
5
right?
years. Skyline chili on a hot dog is fantastic.
Oh, that's like putting.
So I have a lot of things ahead of mustard, but it's not at the bottom of the barrel.
Fair enough.
So that's why I'm sipping.
Okay. Bye, Roger.
I just
All right.
go ahead.
where are we at?
I don't know.
John, did you sufficiently answer that question? I can't remember.
Yeah.
We wanted Stuart on. We wanted to get
He
Stuart
wouldn't come on. That's right.
Oh no,
So it's my turn.
John said he was
sipping, I think.
he was
sick.
chugging
I
because
was trying to get Stuart. You know what? Let me walk my alcoholic beverage to Stuart.
It's a 6.0.
We're gonna get Stuart on, no matter.
Yeah, we don't care.
You're Watsoning your way.
Oh, wait now.
I'm gonna force him to come on.
Oh,
Yeah,
force
John
into
chugged
a
on
horse.
it. John did chug on it though.
He did
Shall I?
chug. Okay.
I don't know if I should answer. How far away is Stuart? I'll answer.
Go ahead.
He's coming up the stairs. Hold on.
He's on.
Fuck
He's
yellow
like
mustard. I'm
John.
chugging.
John looks
Yeah.
like the weather guy in a hurricane right now. Guys, There's a lot of rain. There's a
Follow
lot of
me.
hail. But I haven't found Stewart yet. I don't know what's going on.
Stewart's down.
This is going to be a chuggy right here.
Yeah.
Stewart's down.
This is like that episode of like when they go like
This has been a good
Jerry
episode.
Springer or whatever, and they go backstage and they're going after the people.
They want to see you, bro.
You're the father. Get out here.
Stewart.
Stewart.
Maybe going on this mustard thing.
Stewart does not want to be seen. He does not. His wife does not know he's at work.
If there was a condiment that would fuck over Ohio City and leave it with no parking, that's ketchup. So,
Stewart, that was the best take of the night, buddy. That's the best take.
mustard is the heart of the fucking Indians, and it's outrageous what they've done. So,
Wow. That's a bold take right there.
all
All
right,
right,
I actually got to go back to work. You got to go.
Thanks, Stewart.
Stewart, thanks for coming
Yeah.
on.
I don't even want to be here.
I think Stewart just had the hottest take in town.
I think
He
so.
did. It's a
I'm gonna
Dawg
sip.
Chug
I'm
exclusive.
gonna sip.
I'll give you going on mustard, trust me. I do.
He doesn't want to keep going on mustard.
No, I can't.
I can't.
Do
I
any,
know.
do anything for the camera.
Good to see everybody. It's nice to see
Thanks.
everybody.
Good to
Fuck
see
that.
you. Stuart, we've just made our life mission to get you on an episode of the Dawg Chug.
Hey, at Stuart Ryan.
Ooh, okay.
All right, Ed, how would you answer this one?
I'm sipping it. I don't think it's the worst. I don't think it's the best. Who cares what I think?
All right. Fair
Oh,
enough.
boy.
And that concludes a crazy edition of Spit Sip
Yeah.
Chug, but it was a lot of fun. We're going to move on.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone realizes, but we actually have a game in like 48 hours. In 48 hours, we will be concluding a game because it's going to almost be over. This is crazy. The Browns will be playing very, very soon. I kind of wanted to go around and just get everyone like what they're looking to see in this preseason game. John, what are your expectations? What are you looking for? What will make you feel like the Browns are on the right track in this preseason game? Obviously, preseason stupid, but we can find things by watching the game. What are you looking for?
Would love to just see Deshaun Watson get out there on the field for the first time in 2 years. Would love to see the first team defense get a couple reps because I know for half the season last year they were kind of up in the air. But I would love to just see them kind of get some reps. But I know that the defense has a great secondary, so hopefully just seeing them kind of go to war with the Jaguars. I know that Trevor Lawrence isn't planning to play, so I know that the Jaguars probably are going to be rolling out their second team. So honestly, I'm just excited to see the Browns get some reps at the end of the day to make a perfect preseason game number one, appearance. Would love Deshaun to get a couple reps before his suspension. I have a feeling that he's going to not play the second preseason game, but will play the third and final preseason game for probably a couple reps. But ultimately, just see him on the field, get him going, and just see the Browns gelling because we don't know how long it's going to be until the Browns have a firm number one at quarterback. But obviously, I trust in Stefanski's trust in all the offense and defensive coordinators. So hopefully, the Browns just continue to do what they do. They do their job. They work. They go to work and get the win.
All right, terrific answer. For me, it's a little bit more specific. I don't know if you guys noticed, but the Browns defense led the league last season in third down conversions to a tight end. It was kind of like a cheat code. If it was 3rd and 12, throw to a tight end. If it's 3rd and 3, throw to a tight end. It worked every time. So I'm hoping for a change on Friday in that, we see a lot more third down runs for conversions. So then, teams will think twice about throwing to their tight end. So there you go. Roger?
You know what? Everybody, I hate the NFL. I hate fucking Roger Goodell. But the referees hate Cleveland. They hate the Cleveland Browns. My expectations, And with the Watson situation, I'm expecting even less calls even in the preseason. They fucking hate us. Listen,
Jeez, they must hate us a lot.
When you go to prison, when you go inside, right? You need to find the biggest guy in there, right? You find the biggest guy in there, you punch him in his fat fucking face, right? And that's what the referees plan on doing to us with the Cleveland Browns, even in preseason. But you can't be no punk. You got to prove you're not a punk, and you just got to hit him. What I think is the Browns need to go out there and take care of the refs right off the bat. And I think
so you want the Browns to punch the refs or what?
Right. I think that somebody like like Winfrey needs to just like take a referee out, like in the middle of a play, just take them out and send a message. We're not going to take your shit this year, fucking referees, and we're going to hit you and we're going to come at you. Give us 15 yards. We don't care.
Love it.
I don't even know what to say. I'm done. Roger. I'm done. I can't go after that.
All right, Ross, what are you looking for on Friday?
I mean, the big news is that Deshaun's going to start this first preseason game. But if you know anything about Stefanski, he's not showing his hand. So like Stefanski's got this gigantic book of plays, but it's not even close. It's definitely bigger than the collection of White House documents Donald Trump has at his Mar-a-Lago house. But he's not gonna show his hand. He's gonna play the stuff in the very back of his binder. He's gonna run the Freddie Kitchens wishbone offense that we heard about that one year. He's gonna run the Wildcat 2008 Dolphins offense that actually got them to the playoffs. He's not gonna show anyone shit about what our offense can do in that first preseason game. He's just sending them out there to do their thing on offense, get their bones and muscles working, get a good little workout. He's not showing shit. Trust me, if we lose that game, no one will care. If we win that game, no one will care.
Last year,
up Deshaun, no one will care, like Roger said.
Right. Last year, he had Johnny Stanton playing tailback for the whole second half of a preseason game. Stefanski ain't showing you shit. There's no, you're right, Ross.
All right. Can't wait to check that out. Sorry, a little drunk.
Nobody can break down a Browns preseason game like the Dawg Chug. John, you're not going to find better breakdown coverage, but than on the Dawg Chug.
Did I tell everybody off
preseason predictions?
Ed, what are you looking to see on Friday?
Nobody gets hurt. How about that?
What?
I want nobody to get hurt. I don't care.
Ed, did I throw you off with the prison thing?
No, you had a great response.
You know what? Listen, if you go to to a private Catholic high school and get straight C's, you could be a jailhouse lawyer. You don't have to punch nobody in the mouth.
I was a public school child.
There's something to aspire to.
I figured that you were going to say that you were just hoping that you didn't see any Smurfs throw a pick in the fourth quarter when the game's on the line.
Well, I'm not worried about I'm only worried about the Cleveland Browns until
preseason, man.
Preseason.
Let me get my frustrations out about the former Smurf quarterback of the Cleveland Browns in week 1 when we play them. Until then, we don't have to mention that quarterback. I'll eat cheesecake till then.
I can't wait for that show. I can't wait for that show.
John, I said this. Every time I'm trying not to bash our former quarterback. So every time I have an impure thought or I think I'm going to spout off and say something,
and finally, we have said.
Oh my God! Sorry.
Thank you. Oh, Andy.
Finally get a ring before Kim K gets her board.
God damn it. Sorry about that.
I know, John, Andy wants to start some stuff and let him start it. It's fine.
Okay.
All right. Wow. So
we're here.
My whole left side of my computer is frozen, unfortunately. So I was trying to prepare this. I don't know if you heard Ed in Columbus's, rant against Cade York. But when you burn Ed, he gets hot.
He did
have a little bit of a rant against the great John Hilberry.
That's not true. Let me explain. Here's what happened, John. So I'm not down with the Browns. We do a segment called Break Ed News. Okay, I see last night you put out this great tweet. You put since 1999, Kim K 3 rings, Browns 0. I saw that was a great tweet, John. Great minds think alike. So you know what? I'm down with the Browns. I happen to make a joke about saying that
You made
Kim
a
K
joke on Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday. Well, it was a Monday. It was Monday. I said the joke. Monday.
Down with the
Monday's
Browns.
episode, Down with the Browns. Check us out.
Who can keep track, Ed? You're on so many fucking podcasts.
Well, thank you. But anyways, John, the point was this: I made a joke in my Break Ed News segment.
Which hold on, let's play it right now.
He's gonna play it. He's gonna play it. Oh, better yet, we're gonna play it. We got production here at the Dawg Chug.
We have copyright.
And finally, we have sad news to report. Pete Davidson and his Kardashians have apparently ended their relationship. The good news is maybe the Browns can finally get a ring before Kim K gets her fourth. This is Ed in Columbus with you, Down with the Browns. Break Ed News.
So I saw your tweet and I told Andy, I just said the similarities between my ideas and your ideas. I said, look, John's a great comedian. I said he's got a great mind. The fact that you even thought because I know you didn't hear it. Andy's trying to bring drama, which that's what he does.
Hey,
he fired me on the show. Roger fired me on the show. So John, I got nothing but love for you. Great minds think alike. Keep doing your thing.
Hey, John, I was there. He's like, that fucking hillbilly stole my fucking tweet. That's what he said.
Hey, I saw. One time I heard a comedian say something. There are 7 billion people on Earth. There's bound to be another one with the same idea.
John's a great. You know what? The fact that John and I are thinking alike, I take that as a compliment. John, keep doing your thing, buddy.
Hey, I don't even know who the fucking Kardashians are. So,
Hey, props to you, Roger.
Yeah, you're living a better life.
I don't even know.
You're living the better life. Yeah.
I couldn't pick her out of a fucking lineup.
All right, so hold on. I can do it this way.
Andy's looking
So,
for trouble.
by the way, he was way into this yesterday. Now he's
Yeah.
I don't know, being a fool.
Yeah, there it is, right
Here's
there.
John's tweet. Rings since 1999. Kim Kardashian 3, Brown 0. Hilarious. He was, he kind of had a Cade York reaction to what you said.
I just feel like this, Andy. I
Were
feel
you
like
really high last night and you were angry and now you're not as angry, or what's going on?
I don't know. I don't know what you're referring to. All I can say is this: I love John
hold on.
Hillberry, and I want John
ask you this
Hillberry to
question.
keep doing John Hillberry things.
Was your reaction yesterday different than it is today?
Andy, my reactions change every 2 seconds. Andy, I don't know where you're going. I have 12 John, I have 12 personalities. I can't keep.
So that's
track.
a yes. And
I
ultimately,
made medication for that.
you might have been upset yesterday, but you're
Only 11 approved of it. I can't get the
You're
12th one to
great now.
approve it.
Hey,
All
John,
right.
that's when the Dawg Chug used to run 12 hours when all 12 of his personalities showed up.
And I could point out that Rally Possum a couple times pointed out that Ed stole his joke.
Well, John hasn't unfollowed me like Rally Possum. John, don't unfollow me. I get really hurt feelings.
Ooh,
That's the
yeah.
difference. That's the difference, Andy. That's the difference.
Yeah.
Don't
You
unfollow
wanna-
me.
But John's
You
also
really
a
wanna
person.
upset Ed, just unfollow him. He will take it very personally.
I will.
Yeah.
All right.
Cry. I will cry.
So now we're going to play an amazing game. We love playing games with our guests, and I'm really proud of this one. There is, I don't know if you've noticed, but Twitter has become very toxic in the Cleveland Browns space. And people all over are saying things that are a little crazy, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read tweets, and it's your job to determine if it's a real tweet that actually someone posted or if the Dawg Chug created a fake tweet that never was tweeted.
Got you.
I think I have 7, so you have to get 5. No,
Four.
let's see.
Make it
Let's see,
four.
you get 4 right. 4 right and you win.
It's like the World Series.
That makes sense.
Best of 7.
Is that fair? Does it sound fun? And by the way, we have a writing staff at the Dawg Chug. They created some of the tweets, so I have not even read these yet. They were adamant about that, but let's go.
They're slackers, dude.
Are
Got
you
you.
ready?
Got you, Andy.
Let's-
They're slackers, John. All of them.
Feature, yes. Okay. All right. So tweet number 1. Is this a real tweet or is this a fake tweet? This is why I'm no longer an NFL fan. According to how they punish their players, raping a bitch is better than gambling.
Oh my God.
Not a real tweet.
That is a fake tweet. You're on the board.
Well, thank goodness for Brown's Twitter that wasn't.
Whoever on our staff wrote that
Who
needs to go see somebody. And
we need HRs to step in. HR
needs to step in on that.
I'm never going to divulge who our writing team is. We pay them very little, and
probably that baby man
work. So that's a great point. All right, tweet number 2. Deshaun Watson got 83 rape charges, and y'all still saying it's accusations. Dog, he needs to die as soon as possible.
Real.
That is a real tweet.
That is a real tweet.
Dude, you are good at this game.
That is, yeah.
That might have been harsher than the first.
I didn't point out the only reason that he knew that was a real tweet is because that was actually tweeted by John Hilberry.
No.
no.
Fake news. Fake news.
Breakhead news. That's fake.
It might have been from one of his burners. Calm down.
No.
Tweet number 3. The way the Browns structured the rapist contract, they might as well have held the woman down.
Damn. Ouch.
Real.
That is a fake tweet.
You know what? I could see that being a real one, though. I could see that.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see
that one. Actually, honestly, is more real than the first two. Like,
right.
All right, so you're 2-1. You got to get the 4. You just got to get 2 of the next 4 right. You're doing great. All right, tweet number 4. If trying to get a happy ending is a crime, pretty much every dude I know would be in jail.
Real.
That's also a fake tweet.
Why are your fake tweets better than the real ones?
Somebody's sick-minded Dawg Chug came up with that.
No, I don't think that's actually that sick. I think that's actually legit. Like somebody.
It is legit.
Yeah.
It's you know what? It's fucking honest. Because
that's like an honest dude's take. Like
white knights that's never been to a bachelor party and maybe grabbed a little handful of something they shouldn't have. Fuck them assholes and lying pricks.
It just seems like a meathead would put that out there, like some kind of.
That sounded like a real Dan tweet.
There you go.
That sounded like a Dan real tweet.
That's the truth.
All right, let's continue. Watson's not a first-time offender. He's a 25th time offender, and all these parents lining up to get their sons' autograph. It's child abuse, and if I know someone personally, I'm calling child services.
Fake.
That's a real tweet.
That's a real tweet.
God damn.
Yeah.
What did they write a book, Andy? They wrote a book on that.
I know. You're going to call child services and be like, yeah, somebody's getting Deshaun Watson's. The cops are going to be like, what the fuck?
Here's the situation. You're 2 and 3. You got to get the next 2 right.
John, we got you, John. We got you.
All right.
Come back.
Here we go. If Watson was white.
It's already going downhill.
Oh, gosh.
If
fake.
If it's fake, let him have it, Andy. If it's fake, let him have it.
It's fake.
I have to read the
Is
book.
It's fake, Andy. Come on.
If Watson was white,
if he's got
he would have got $230 million fucking dollars.
Use your game based on this, but if you think it's fake, you should say fake. If Watson was white, crime stats show it's highly unlikely he would have committed these disgusting, vile acts.
Fake!
That's a fake tweet!
Yes! Yes! Let's go!
Down to the wire.
Let's go!
Down to the wire.
Okay.
So Cleveland of you, John. So Cleveland of you.
You got a 50-50 chance of winning. You got a 50-50 chance of losing.
Game 7, John. Game 7.
We usually choke here, so can you get it done? Only 6 games? She obviously hates women. And I hope Watson ends up putting his dick in her mouth since she just ruled that rape is no big deal.
Real.
That's a fake tweet.
Oh!
No!
Give it to him.
Hey.
Oh!
I just tweeted it out. You win.
Oh!
That has
Let's
Dan.
That was a good one. That was a good one though.
That has Dan Hormouth written all over it, man.
John just pulled a Kyrie just now. Andy, tweet that
He
out.
did.
Kyrie.
I was
Wait,
just thinking that.
Did you guys hear this shit about Kyrie and his house in Lakewood, or not Lakewood, Westlake, getting hit by a lightning strike and lighting on fire?
What?
No.
Yeah.
Do we still own it?
So he didn't own it, but so like Friday, Saturday, there was a massive thunderstorm that rolled through Northeast Ohio, and his like ex-house is the house that got hit by a strike of lightning, and it lit on fire in like Westlake.
Wow.
Hey, John, we're going to bring you in for weather updates. Dawg Chug weather updates.
This is new burner account, the weatherman.
There it is.
Over here.
Probably more accurate than Fox 8.
What is it? What Betsy Kling's on Channel 3, right?
Hey, Betsy Kling, hey.
Yeah, Channel 3. Yep.
Yeah, Betsy Kling is,
Channel 3.
she got great weather reports. She got
Ross,
the
what's
best
going on, buddy?
weather
Nothing.
reports.
Do you listen to her reports or do you watch her reports?
Hey now.
Melissa Mack has pretty good weather reporting too. You got Melissa
Why are you
Mack
discriminating on the male reporters of weather?
Well, ever since Dick Goddard passed away, I tended to go.
There's been a big drop off.
Yeah.
My grandmother hated Dick Goddard, and it has something to do with the club that was called. It was on Short Vincent, and she hated the man Dick Goddard, and she used to go to a club that was on Short Vincent that like everybody used to go to, newscasters, and it was like a bar. It was a fucking bar.
Oh,
And
Andy
she
was
hated
gone. We
Dick
had a chance
Goddard
to
with
do a
all-
good ending.
Yeah. She couldn't stand Dick Goddard. I don't know what's going on with my grandma.
Well, we love Dick Goddard. He was on
Right.
stats for the Browns, and he saved a lot of animals. So
I think
rest in
Dick
peace,
Goddard. Yeah, grandma was pissed.
We love
All
Dick Goddard.
Well, John, this has been so much fun. Like
So much
I had
fun,
blast.
man. What a
Everyone
great
else had
show.
blast.
Great show.
Dan had his like 8th best appearance since he's ever been on. That was awesome.
Right.
Dan.
Right. He was on fire.
Excuse me. I can't wait for the Browns play on Friday. It's so exciting that we're like on the verge of watching Cleveland Browns football again. It's going to be a great season. John, I hope you come back on again, and we cannot wait to come see you. We're gonna move the show one time. We're gonna let's do a show from his set.
Yes.
Yeah, dude, right in the office, man, right there by the
Next
sky.
to Stewart. I want Stewart at the party
God,
too.
do it.
Lakewood.
Yes, Stuart.
Hey,
I'll try to get Stewart. Normally Wednesdays, Lakewood Village Tavern in Lakewood, Ohio, off of
Yes.
Madison Avenue.
That's
Check him
it.
out, John.
And hey, we'll get some dirt on Stewart. He's going to let us in. We're just going to be nice and easy. Everything's going to be okay. We'll get a little dirt on Stewart. Don't worry about it. Hey, I just found out. You know what I realized this week? I got Rubber Ducks tickets. I'm taking my boys to the game Friday night.
Awesome.
I'm going to miss the Browns' fucking first preseason game. I hope they show it. Yeah, I did. I was like, oh shit, that's the night our company's going to Rubber Ducks game. So go Browns. I'll watch it on tape delay.
All right. Well, it's been very toxic out there on Brown's Twitter, so I'm glad we had a lot of fun tonight. And
We had fun.
with that, I just want to thank you so much, John, for joining us again. I hope you come back soon. And everyone, go Browns. Thank you, Ed. Thank you, Ross. Thank you, Roger.
Go Browns. Go Gardos.
Let's go.
Go Guardians. By the way, we won, and I think
Go Guards.
Minnesota's losing, and Chicago White Sox are losing. So
Yes.
it's a great.
All right, man.
Go
First
Guards.
place Guardians.